Hello to all, a very happy new year. Welcome back to Tally CA Connect. So, in our last session, we covered the new features of TallyPrime 7.0, and today we'll be covering one more new addition to TallyPrime, that how you can now do seamless invoicing, automate your bookkeeping with Bharat Connect in TallyPrime itself. So, our expert for today is from within Tally. Please welcome Lokesh Malhotra, Senior Product Manager at Tally Solutions, who have worked on this feature and will take us through step by step so that you can implement and start taking advantage of this benefit. Also, we have with us Mr. Rupesh Thakkar, Group Product Manager at Tally. So you can also put in your queries in the Q&A so that Rupesh can answer your queries and you can get instant answer to all your questions. So thank you so much, Lokesh and Rupesh, for being here today. Thank you to our audience for being here. Please do not raise your hand so that first we can go with what Lokesh has to show, and post his part we can take the queries. So hi Lokesh, over to you.
Thank you, Komal, for introduction. Let me share my screen. Komal, can you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yeah, we can see the Zoom page actually. The tally screen. Yeah, the PPT is visible now.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining, and I wish you a very happy new year. So today's session, we are taking on TallyPrime on Bharat Connect. So now in the connected world, how in today's session we'll see how the businesses are going to connect with each other with a new feature on Tally, that is Bharat Connect. So taking going into the flow, before that, I will just give you a quick background on Bharat Connect. So many people will ask that what is Bharat Connect? Many of you already know what is Bharat Connect. So I will just quickly give a quick background on Bharat Connect. So Bharat Connect is operated by NPCI, so National Payments Corporation of India. So NPCI has launched multiple products in the country. So everyone use few features like UPI payments, Rupee debit card, credit card, everyone use. So now this is a new initiative from NPCI that is called Bharat Connect. So everyone use Bharat Connect on a daily basis as a consumer. So now, for example, when you pay your electricity bill or any of your utility bill, we are using Bharat Connect using our Phone Pay app, Google Pay app, where the biller is uploading their invoices on the Bharat Connect platform, and once you receive the bill and you are able to make the payments, and on an instant basis the payment is getting reconciled and you are getting a confirmation from your billers that the payment is received. So as on today, Bharat Connect for consumer, we are using this functionality for 29 categories, around 24 crore monthly transactions are happening. So now NPCI has extended this capability for businesses also. So where now TallyPrime will be powering B2B invoices and payments via Bharat Connect platform. And this platform is known as Bharat Connect for Business. So going forward, I will just quickly take you through a scenario of SME owner. So he's a businessman who deals with multiple distributors, multiple anchors. He purchased from multiple distributors, and down the line he has multiple retailers where he supplies the material. So on a daily basis, he manage hundreds of invoices, and each invoice will have like 50, 100 line items, and he has to manage all these invoices and payments on the day-to-day basis. So now the problem is that after some time, this number of invoices are hard to get managed. So somehow he's stuck in managing this, but the growth is not coming as expectation. So now we'll talk further about the business flow. So today, the business flow is broken. So now buyers and suppliers are connected with each other, but their system don't talk to each other. So if I take example, if as a supplier, if someone has to share the invoices, so today, whether they are using Tally or any other application, the supplier has to share these invoices via WhatsApp, email, courier, hard copies. So now this sharing of invoices are scattered, due to which by the time invoice reach to the buyer, it's already will take a few weeks, a few days of time. So due to which the payments are missed, and when buyer has to manually do this data entry into their books, it will take lot of time for them. They have to type line by line, they have to select the items. By the end of by when they save the entry, sometimes we see that there are mismatches or error in the invoices. If I take an example of a typical invoice in uh, day-to-day cases, I had taken a sample invoice. If we see this invoice, this is how a typical invoice will look like in a distributor dealer network kind of scenario. Each invoice will have 50 plus items, 100 plus item, and each item will have a different HSC SSN code. Quantities are different, rates are different. So if a data entry operator has to enter this many data points into the tally system, it will take a lot of time. It will take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, half an hour, and they have to make sure all the entries, all the details are entered properly. So now, due to which the errors are there, and book doesn't tally every time. So always the statement of accounts between suppliers and buyers doesn't match. There will always be a confusion. And when it comes to the payments are a chaos today. The buyer will make the payment. The buyer will not inform to the supplier that payment has been made. Or if they inform also, there is a lack of information. This payment has came against which invoice number, which result in poor cash flow, and there will be lot of suspense entry. And instead of focusing on the growth, the businesses are end up in multiple follow-ups. They will call each other, they will send a reminder. So now with Tally plus Tally on Bharat Connect, where we are bringing a single platform where you will be able to share the invoices with your counterparties within the Tally, and when they share the any acceptance or payment details, you will receive in your Tally. So from Kirana store. So now I will just quickly jump into the uh, flow. How Bharat Connect can be, how you can enable Bharat Connect for your business, and how will you register the your business on Bharat Connect, and the continue with the flow of sending invoice, creating purchase, send payment, and the entire reconciliation flow. So before that, I just want to highlight. So this Bharat Connect we had launched 3 months back, and this Bharat Connect services we are offering through a plugin. So means you can go to Tally's website to enable this plugin on your for your license. So to enable Bharat Connect plugin for your license, you can go to Tally Solutions website. Here we have a banner for Bharat Connect for Business plugin. Just click on this plugin. It will take you to the landing page of our Bharat Connect, where we are providing, where you have to fill few information about your business and your serial number. So I'm just entering my information here. And this in this field, you have to provide your Tally serial number. Once you provide your serial number, you have to validate your serial number. You have to click on send OTP. The OTP will be sent to your registered email ID with Tally. So what we are doing in the background, we are validating your serial number, and we are checking your current version should be, minimum current version should be release 6.0. So Bharat Connect is eligible for all the users who are using release 6.0. So now the OTP is sent. The OTP is received on the email ID of the user. You have to copy this OTP and paste. Once you submit this form, you will get a success message and stating that Bharat Connect is updated, is linked to your license number. You just have to update your license, and we had also given the path, the steps to be followed for enabling the Bharat Connect on your Tally. For any guidance, you can reach out to the Tally help page with step-by-step process for enabling Bharat Connect and using Bharat Connect. Now, once Bharat Connect is enabled, the user will also get a welcome email from Tally Solutions. And again, here it will give you the steps you have to follow. Along with that, there is a help page link also. You can reach out to Tally Care or Tally Help for the step-by-step process. And if you want your counterparties, your buyers and suppliers to be on to come on this platform, you can refer them also through this link. Now, coming to the application, As a user, you have to update your license. To update license, you have to go to click on help F1, settings, go to license, click on manage license, and click on update license. Here you have to provide your admin ID of your license. Yeah. When the license is getting updated, it will take few seconds to download the plugin and configure in your system. Yes. Once license is updated, the Tally system will restart so that the plugin will be enabled and configured in your Tally system. I will open my company. Yes. So in this scenario, I am taking example of National Enterprises and Prime Electronics where we are going to share the invoices. So before that, I will just show you the steps how to register on Bharat Connect. I'm just playing a small video for the registration process, and I will explain how seamless you can do a registration on Bharat Connect from the Tally itself. So once the Bharat Connect plugin is enabled, you have to go to the exchange menu. There you will get an option, all Bharat Connect options. So first thing, you have to do a login for the into Tally system. You have to provide your .NET ID and password. So login, registering on Bharat Connect is a two-step process. First step is to enable Bharat Connect services on your license. As a user, you have to enable yourself for using the Bharat Connect services. And the step two will be register on Bharat Connect. So in the current flow, in the current screen, we are enabling this user for using Bharat Connect, where the user's email ID is shown here. And the next step, user has to provide their mobile number. So here user has to provide the same mobile number which is linked, which belongs to this user itself, because for using for logging into Bharat Connect services, every time the OTP will be triggered on this mobile number. So once the mobile number is provided, the user has to accept a TNC. So once the terms and conditions are accepted, the next step, the Tally will trigger a OTP to verify this mobile number. Once OTP is provided, your step number one is completed. You are onboarded as a user for using Bharat Connect service on this license. On the step two, you have to register your business on Bharat Connect. So you have to click on manage registrations. Either you can click on manage registration from this screen, or you can go to exchange menu. There also we have an option to start the registration or view the registration details on Bharat Connect. Once you click on manage registration, uh, we will be using the GST details which you provided in your company data for onboarding you on Bharat Connect. So for onboarding on Bharat Connect, we have to do a small KYC of your business to make sure that you are the rightful owner or you are the authorized person to use Bharat Connect services for this particular business. So in this case, Annapurna Finance Private Limited has two different GSTN. So now in Tally, we can do registration for one GSTN or multiple GSTNs. So now I will start with the flow for registration. I will go to the particular GSTN where I have to do the registration. I will click on the register button, F6. Once you register, it will ask you against which GSTN you have to do a registration. I will select my GSTN here. On the next step, we will be triggering a OTP on the registered mobile number with this GSTN. So we are making sure that the person who is registering on Bharat Connect is the authorized person. So no one should impersonate other person, other business to get on Bharat Connect. So once we give acceptance for the OTP will be triggered on the registered mobile number and email ID of that GSTN. Once you are able to verify these details, then on the next step, you have to give your B2B ID for your business. So here I will just focus more on, just discuss more on the B2B ID concept. So likewise, for the consumers, for the individuals, we have the UPI ID, which will be unique. And whenever we are sending money to others, we are sending on the UPI ID. And behind the UPI, NPCI have the information of the individual's bank account, individual details, everything is there on the NPCI side. And as a user, we only know the UPI ID. So the same case goes for Bharat Connect also. Instead of UPI ID, we have a business ID here that we call it as B2B ID. So on this screen, we are giving some suggestions for onboarding on Bharat Connect. Uh, for B2B IDs to get onboarded on Bharat Connect. So these suggestions are coming as your PAN number, your GST number, your initials of your business. Either you can select a B2B ID from this list or you can enter manually also. So what we are making sure that this B2B ID is unique and it will be assigned to your business and no one will able to claim this B2B ID. So it will be unique to your business and unique to this GSTN. So going forward, we are selecting a B2B ID, AFPL 29 and accept. And that's it. So onboarding is completed. So now once you accept the form, it will show you status as registered on Bharat Connect, and the B2B ID is also shown with this GSTN, and the status is also coming as active. So now coming back to the original flow for Bharat Connect, I have a company called National Enterprises who is dealing with the other business Prime Electronics. We'll see how they are going to exchange the invoices and payment confirmation with each other. So for that, using the Bharat Connect, I have to go to Bharat Connect options. I have to do a login. So I am already logged in Bharat Connect services. So the next step I have to do, I have to check the invoices which are in the ready to send stage. Once I click on that, I can see that there are three invoices which are already in sent to ready to send stage for Prime Electronics. We'll go inside these invoices and see what all the items they are selling. National Enterprise is selling to Prime Electronics. In this example, we have three items, three different items. The we can share this invoice on voucher save also. Like if user is creating an invoice on the fly, he can accept. So voucher. So there also we are giving a prompt to the user. Do you want to share invoice on Bharat Connect? Once we click on yes, the invoice will be shared with the counterparty, with your buyer. Other way, we can also send invoices in bulk. So the number of invoices are coming here. You can just click on send button. These invoices will be sent to your buyer's B2B ID. For so now I will select this invoices and just click on send. The invoices will be sent to the other parties. Yes. So now we have seen that there are three invoices from National Enterprises is being sent to Prime Electronics. So as a supplier, if I want to see the status of these invoices, so we had introduced a button menu option in the gateway of Tally itself, Bharat Connect. User can go into the Bharat Connect menu. Here in the we have activity reports for the suppliers. Once we go inside this activity reports, it will show me the under the Bharat Connect options. There are three invoices which payment is pending from the buyer. We can see that these invoices are currently in sent to buyer stage, means the invoices are being sent. Now we'll go to the another company for Prime Electronics and see how they are going to receive the invoices and what all actions they will take on Bharat Connect. So yeah, in this company for Prime Electronics, Here also we have an option for Bharat Connect coming on gateway of Tally. As a buyer, the user will go to the activity reports for the buyer. Once we go inside that, in this report, it will show there are 3 new invoices received from the supplier. These 3 invoices are coming. We can go inside these invoices. It's the same invoice which supplier has sent, the same way, the same invoices with the same supplier name, supplier invoice number, and amount. This invoice are received on the buyer side. We'll go into the first invoice and see the information which is came as a buyer. We'll go inside. We are providing a first step to preview the invoice where we can see the same items which supplier has sent. The same items are reflected here. As a next step, you will verify this information. Just click on create purchase. With just one button click, the entire purchase invoice is getting pre-filled. So now system will pre-fill all this information. So now if you notice on the left hand side for these 2 items, a red dot is coming. So we'll see why this red mark is coming for these 2 items. So in Bharat Connect, what we realize often when supplier is sending any item, we might have that item in our books already created, or it's the first time I am creating this particular item. I am purchasing this item from my supplier. So in this case, Apple AirPods is the first time I am purchasing from this from the supplier. It's not available in my books. So we have an option to create a new item itself from here. Once you click on create new, the system will pre-fill all the information related to tax, GST, HSN, taxable details. All these informations are getting pre-filled from the supplier side. You just have to verify and accept it. So now item is created. Coming to the second item for HP Pavilion i5. So in this case, the supplier is naming this item as HP Pavilion i5, but I also have this item, but the name is different in my books. So in this case, rather than creating a new item, I can map it with the existing item in my books. So you can see that. So wherever we are doing a name fuzzy logic match with the names, and all the matching names will always come on the top. So in this case, HP Pavilion Core i5 laptop is coming on the top. I just have to map it once. Once I map it, next time onwards, the system will automatically recognize this mapping and it will always show me the name as per my books. So now user has just have to save this entry. Once I accept this, system will prompt me, do you want to send acceptance to your supplier via Bharat Connect? So generally in market, when the goods are getting delivered, so always supplier will always ask for a acknowledgement that acknowledge me, have you received the material or not? Or they will send a duplicate copy of the invoice with the transporter to take a sign on the duplicate copy, so as a proof that the other party has received this. So now we had also in Bharat Connect, we have also introduced a provision for e-acceptance. So digitally, we can give an acceptance to the invoice from Tally itself. So for this invoice, I'm giving an acceptance on voucher save itself. Once the invoice is accepted, this particular invoice will move out of this bucket, new invoice received, and it will go to another bucket called invoice pending for payment, because now this invoice is already accepted. For the user, next step is to make the payment. Now we'll go back to the supplier system and see how the status are getting updated on the supplier side. On the supplier side, I will go back into the payment pending from buyer report. We can see now the status is shown as accepted. So with auto updating of real time updating the status of these invoices, the supplier will have a visibility on the movement on the status update from the buyer. Rather than calling to each other, now the system will send the invoices to other party. The buyer will automate their purchases. They will give the acceptance on through the system itself. Now the two different systems are talking to each other. Now two different business ka ERP system is talking to each other. Now let's go into the other invoices, other 2 invoices. So we have another invoice from National Enterprise where we can see this invoice is having multiple line items. And again, the same case as the PDF which we have seen, the invoice with multiple items, different HSN code, different rates, different quantity. It's a time consuming task for the data entry operator to create these invoices in their books. So now we'll see how easily we can create the invoice, purchase invoice for this kind of sales invoice coming in. We just have to click on create purchase. We can see that all the informations are getting pre-filled. You can also notice, so now this time the same item, Apple AirPod and HP Pavilion iCore. So it's showing for HP Pavilion iCore, so it's showing us a name which is mapped uh, in the previous invoice. So now system recognized, so now user is sure that all the information is correct. They will just click on Control A and create the purchase. Acceptance is given. So on the third item, so we have two different uh, items here. So in this example, in this scenario, I will take the use case to an advanced level. We'll click on create purchase. So in this invoice, the supplier has sent two different items with the item descriptions. We can see the item descriptions are also getting updated. And we can also notice the one of the item is coming with the batch details from the supplier. So same batch number is also getting updated on the buyer side. So now manually updating batches for the multiple line items is also become easy for the user from the Bharat Connect. So now in this example, we'll review it. So in this case, buyer actually ordered two iPhone from the supplier, but supplier has sent only one quantity for the iPhone. So in this case, rather than accepting or creating a purchase invoice, the user can review it here itself and can set a status as return to the supplier. Not just acceptance, we can also set the status, different statuses for the incoming invoices. So in this case, we'll go with the status as return. So in this case, the buyer can give a remarks which will be visible to the supplier. For example, update and share invoice with two quantity for iPhone. Once buyer update the status as written from his system itself, the invoice will move out of this new invoice bucket and will go to the invoice return stage. Now we'll go back to supply system and see how the same invoice is reflected and how he can act on it, view the remarks and act on the same invoice. So now on the supplier side also, the invoice is reflected on the return invoice, which has to be reviewed by the supplier. Supplier will go inside this. He can view the same remarks, which is updated by the buyer to update the two quantities. So in this case, user has to click on Shift Enter, which will explode the books voucher in the book for the same sales invoice. User can go inside the same sales invoice and update the quantity as 2. Update, give the new IMI number for the second inventory also, and just do a save of this entry. So on save, in this time, the system will not prompt user to share on save itself, because maybe these changes are done by mistake, or knowingly or unknowingly this invoice got modified. So we had introduced a bucket in the books. We are showing a bucket called modified invoice to be reviewed. Means there are few invoices which are modified by the supplier after sharing it with the buyer. So anytime supplier can go inside this invoices, can view. If they want to share this invoice, again they can go to exchange menu, click on send invoices. Now the same invoice now reflected under the modified invoice bucket. So user has to select this item again and click on send. So now the supplier has sent the modified invoice back to the buyer. We'll see in the buyer system how this modification are reflected here. Buyer will go to the activity report. Now again, the invoice has moved from return bucket to the new invoice received bucket. We can view that now the same invoice is came here with the updated quantity. Now everything is okay. User just have to click on create purchase. Now we can see that the quantities are getting updated, description is getting updated. Just user has to do a control A and the purchase is created on the buyer side. So with this, with the automation of sales to purchase entry, the user will save lot of time, manual error, the hours of time they spend on a daily basis just to manually update their books to keep it updated. So now this is now automated. So now the users can just view their invoices, convert into the purchase. If they have any objection on the invoice, they can send a remarks to the supplier, return it. Once supplier view the remarks, send the update copy, they can do the accounting into their books of accounts. Now moving to the next leg of Bharat Connect, that is payment. So now we'll go inside this bucket, invoice pending for payment, where we can see these invoices are accepted by the buyer. The next step, buyer will click select these invoices for the quick payment. So buyer can make payment for one invoice at a time, or they can select multiple invoices at one go. In this case, we are selecting all the three invoices in one go and just clicking on create payment voucher. So once we click on create payment voucher, the payment voucher is automatically created on the buyer side. The buyer just have to select the bank, from which bank he is going to make the payment. Bill reference number, everything is pre-filled. Wherever there is a due date provided by the supplier, that is also getting pre-filled. On the bank allocation screen, user has to provide the instrument number or the UTR number of the payment if the payment is already been done. So in this case, we are assuming the buyer has already made the payment of the outstanding amount and they are updating the instrument number as, just I'm putting a random number here, 4444, and saving the payment voucher. So in this case, once the payment is getting saved and everything is up to date, so system recognize to which party, to which B2B ID we are sending, against which invoice we are sending the payment. System will prompt user, do you want to share this payment details, payment confirmation back to your supplier, yes or no? So just user has to click on yes, and the payment confirmation will be sent from the buyer to the supplier. So now these three invoices has moved out of this bucket, and these invoices will be reflected in a bucket called payment to be acknowledged by the supplier. Means the buyer has sent the off-platform offline payment confirmation. The payment is done outside the Tally system. Now they just send the confirmation. The supplier has to acknowledge this payment. So this particular report, we have a dual view for this report. Like the default view is the invoice wise view, where we are showing the payments are done against which invoices. Just user can click on payment view and it will show the payments are being done for this invoice. We can also click on this payment details and we can view the invoice details which are sent against this payment. Now let's move back to the supplier system and see how they can take action on this payment confirmation. So supplier will go to their activity reports. Now they can view there is one payment acknowledgement pending. Means there were three invoices against which a single payment has came. So we are showing this is a payment acknowledgement pending from the supplier side. They can go inside this bucket. It's the same information which a buyer has sent. The same information is being shown here. The UTR number is coming, due amount, the amount received, everything is getting shown here. Supplier can review this payment details just clicking enter on the screen. Now supplier will have a visibility from which party, from which buyer the amount has received, what was the date of payment, what is the amount of payment, against which all invoices the payment has received. Just he has to cross check with his bank statement. If actually the payment has reflected in his bank statement, he can just click on create receipt voucher button on the right side. Just clicking on receipt, again we are providing an automation for the supplier on this flow. So the party buyer name is getting pre-filled, the references are getting pre-filled, just they have to select the bank account where the actually money is being deposited. In this case, I'm selecting HDFC Bank. On the bank allocation screen, we can see the receipt entry. While creating a receipt entry, instrument numbers is also getting updated. So it will help user to reconcile their books of accounts with the bank statement. By just accepting, the system is prompting a user, you have created a receipt entry. Do you also want to send an acknowledgement to your buyer that the payment actually received and you are acknowledging it? So now once user do a acknowledgement here itself, the status of the payment will change to the acknowledged, and this payment will move out of this acknowledgement pending bucket. It will go into a closed invoice bucket. So in this case, to view all the closed invoices, user has to click on basis of value, has to enable this closed invoice bucket. So in this case, we can see there are 3 closed invoices and the status is coming as fully paid for the user. The same case will go on the buyer side also. Once supplier acknowledge these payments, buyer can also enable their closed invoice bucket. Same case, the buyer will also have the updated status as fully paid for these 3 invoices. So this is how we are automating the sales to purchase. So now we had seen how National Enterprises and Prime Electronics has automated their flow, where the National Enterprises has sent the invoice, Prime Electronics has given the acceptance and created a purchase entry. Once the payment confirmation is sent from the buyer side, the National Enterprises has created a receipt entry and done the settlement of their bills. The entire flow is very seamless and the invoices are closed and the books are reconciled. So this is all on Bharat Connect. I will just summarize the same flow that now we can exchange invoices directly from system to system. There is no retyping, no manual effort is required, and compliance is coming inbuilt in this with the GST and other connected services. There is a smart automation. We have the integrated payments also. So now in the flow we had seen the buyer has done a offline payment. So now with 7.0 release, we have a connected banking where the user can initiate the payment from the tally itself. Once a payment is processed, the same can be sent to the supplier via Bharat Connect. Books are always reconciled, and most important, this entire thing is interoperable. Means if a supplier is on tally and buyer is on any other ERP software, they still they will be able to share their invoices and payment confirmation with each other. So this feature is independent of the ERP which they are using and completely interoperable. Thank you. That's all on the Bharat Connect. We can have questions, answers from the
Yeah. So
audience.
actually, a lot of Q&A is already covered by Rupesh, actually all of them almost. There are a few questions that are coming in. One second. I'll request you all not. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Sid Software is saying we're going very fast. Any feature you would want us to repeat, Mr. Sid, if you couldn't follow? Uh, Rupesh, we are able to see multiple of your screen. Yeah. One second. I think there in the Q&A, I'll just check. So the 10 questions, Rupesh has already answered them. Okay. I'll just request. Okay, there are two raised hands. Can we take questions from raised hands, Lokesh?
Sure, we can take.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Priyesh, you can unmute yourself and talk. Yeah.
Yeah, Lokesh. Actually, I have registered Bharat Connect. It shows previously your registration is successful, but last few days it shows deactivated, and I try to activate again from pressing F9 activate button, but it shows there is a API error. So how
Okay,
to
sir.
resolve this?
Uh, s- if we get your contact details, sir, I will connect with you offline and resolve that error for you.
Yeah, sure. Uh, I will share my contact detail on chat.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Ms. Namrata Gaikar, I have unmuted you if you want to ask your question. And Mr. Pradeep as well. I've unmuted you. You can ask your question directly.
Yeah, hi Lokesh. I just
Hi,
want to
Pradeep.
ask one question.
Yes,
See, supplier has posted his invoice to
right,
the buyer, but
right.
he is reviewing that invoice after 2 or 3 days. Then
Okay,
it will be, and there is any dispute. Then how? Then supplier has to, and if there is any dispute, then supplier has to be raised credit note because he cannot modify that invoice.
right.
Yeah.
So
So what will be the solution for that?
yes. So Pradeepji, there are two solutions for that.
Mm.
First thing is that if it's a normal invoice, it's not an e-invoice. So the buyer can return the invoice with the comments, and supplier can reshare this invoice. In case it's a e-invoice or the filing is already done for that period, right? So in this case, the supplier has to raise a credit note to the buyer. That credit note functionality capability we are releasing soon in Bharat Connect plugin.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Miss Namrata, you can ask your question now. Mr. Rakesh Reddy, if you want to ask your question, you can ask. I've unmuted you. There are a few open questions as well. One second. Uh, a restriction due to Windows 10 need Windows 11 update. Is there a Windows restriction also, Lokesh?
So, yeah, I will answer that question. So currently there is some, it's a technical reply. So there is some protocol which NPCI is proposing, which is supported only on Windows 11 or Windows 10 latest updates. So the team is working on this, on the problem. So we are working on a backward compatibility. So the old operating system also will be able to use Bharat Connect. So, sir, answer to your question, the connectivity issue you are facing in the current system, this problem will be solved automatically. You can share your details. Once this problem is solved, we'll give you update on that, on the same.
Okay, is the Bharat Connect feature free or does it require subscription?
So Bharat Connect feature is a part of connected service suite which Tally is providing. You need to have a valid TSS to use Bharat Connect services.
Yeah. For recording, I've already put like all our CA Connect videos are uploaded in our CA Connect playlist. I've shared the link in the chat. And we had one more raised hands. Okay. How to connect how to connect Bharat Connect? I think they joined a little late. So you can just show them in the website where they can put in their details. Yeah.
Sure, I will share my screen and
Yeah.
show the process. I hope screen is visible.
Yes.
So in Tally's website, on the home page, we had this banner, Bharat Connect for Business plugin. So user just can click on this banner. The user will be redirected to the landing page for Bharat Connect, where you have to give your information like name, mobile number, email ID, and Tally serial number. Once the serial number is provided, there will be we will validate this serial number and send a OTP on the registered email ID of yours. Once you provide the OTP, Bharat Connect will be updated to your license. You just have to update license post this activity.
Yeah. And once they fill in the details, they can see it in the tally, is it?
So once they update the details, they have to update their license.
Okay. Yeah. There's another question. Does it show the date on which invoice sent to buyer? Does
No, we don't show okay on which date the invoice is shared. We are showing the date on which the invoice was created. The invoice date is visible, but the sharing date is not there.
Okay. So again, the same question of charges for Bharat Connect. So as we've mentioned, Bharat Connect is a connected services. So if you have an active TSS, there is no additional charge. Or if you do not have an active TSS, you will have to review and upgrade yourself to TallyPrime 6.0 and above. And Okay, done. I think we do not have any further questions. For PPT, I do not think, Miss Atira, there are any special things in the PPT. You can actually go through the help pages at Tally Solution that will have the entire details. The PPT is just for the look and feel of the communication. And Lokesh, do you think the PPT will be useful? I think there are only 5 slides.
Yeah, I just want to understand the purpose for PPT. If
Yeah.
they need this PPT to enable their network or to explain to their business network on Bharat Connect, definitely this PPT will be very helpful.
Okay, do you want to put in the chat? You can attach your file also, actually. If you can see in the chat to everyone, there's a smiley and a document file, I think. You can attach it.
Sure.
Another question, multiple companies and one license can connect all the companies.
Yes, multiple companies can parallelly work on from the same license. Yes, we can connect multiple companies, sir. For each company, the business has to be registered on Bharat Connect. And there is no foundation between the license and the company. You can copy your data and you can use on other license also. You just have to log in on Bharat Connect service. If on the new license, if you are not added as a user, first you have to add yourself as a user. The next step, you will be able to use Bharat Connect.
Lokesh, actually, you shared the document to host and panelists. You'll have to make it to everyone so that everybody can download it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lokesh, if we can also cover how to build the network, what kind of personas this is going to be useful for, and also maybe the benefits of using such a solution directly, indirectly to how the CA community also benefits in terms of faster accounting, etc. I think if we can cover that aspect for the audience, I think that will be useful as well.
Yeah, sure, Rupesh. I will share my screen on the points which Rupesh has highlighted. So in Tally, we are not just giving activity reports. We also have a report called Search and Update Businesses on Bharat Connect. So as a user, you can invite or you can search your counterparties on Bharat Connect. Suppose if you are onboarded today on Bharat Connect and you want to see how many of your suppliers and buyer are already on Bharat Connect, you can come to this report. Just you have to click on Search B2B ID. So in this case, I will just change my search criteria, filter criteria with and without B2B ID. The list of all your Sunday debtors or creditors will be visible. Just you have to click on search B2B ID. Once you proceed with it, we will find the B2B IDs available for your counterparties and show the result on the screen. So in this case, if you can already see from Prime Electronics B2B ID is available, so we can update. It's the same mechanism today. If you have to share payment with someone, you have to enter a mobile number in your UPI app. Once you enter your mobile number, it will verify and show you the name of the other person to whom you're trying to make a payment. It's the same thing. Using your counterparty's GSTN, we can search them on Bharat Connect. If they are available, we can save the same in the ledger masters. So now next time when you're creating invoice, this B2B ID will be pre-selected in the invoice itself. And next thing, if your other parties, other suppliers or buyer you want who are not on Bharat Connect, you can select those customers, or you can send an invite to everyone just clicking on this invite business button. So we have a predefined template in the plugin itself. So you have to select your email ID. If you want to send invite to all your ledgers where the email ID is available in the ledgers, it will be selected. If you have to send invite to only one person, you can provide a new address. And once you save this form, a personalized invite will be sent from your name to your counterparty. And you will be able to, once they're registered, you will be able to search them and start sharing the invoices. Another way for inviting them, you can share this link with your party, this landing page for on Tally Solutions website. You can share this link with your customers or suppliers. They can provide their details, entering their serial number. Once they enable, these details are verified, they will be enabled on Bharat Connect. Talking on the second question, that how it will be helpful for the CA community. So basically, it will solve a lot of time for the data entry operator to update the purchase invoices. So currently the purchase invoices are scattered on the buyer side. They receive some invoices on WhatsApp, some invoices as a hard copy, some invoices as on the email. So there is no central repository. So now everything will come inside the Tally itself. There will be a single place to find all their purchase invoices, and easily they can view these invoices. Just one button click, it will be converted into a purchase invoice. It will save a lot of time, and it will be an error free process for the user, and the books will be ready for auditing with this.
Okay, I think we have covered all the questions in the Q&A in the chat. So Lokesh has typed so many answers, I think almost 20 plus questions. Sorry, Rupesh. Yeah. Okay, I think we have received comments that this will be useful feature in automating the accounting process. Wonderful session, good and useful feature. So thank you so much. I really hope that this you can refer to this recording of the session and implement Bharat Connect for your business. And if you see the benefit and advantage into it, you can please share your word with your clients so that more people can automate their invoicing and bookkeeping, so that it will save time and you can do much more than with this additional time. Okay.
Yeah, Komal, just on the closing note, I am just sharing my screen for the audience. I'm just reiterating the same point which you just talked about. Once you enable your Bharat Connect, sir, so there is a welcome email. So there we are providing Tally help page articles where it will help you with the step-by-step process. If you still need any assistance, you can reach out to Tally Care team. If you already using Bharat Connect and want to implement with your network and you need any assistance further, or you want to share your feedback, you can click on this feedback link. All your feedbacks will directly come to us. We will act on it. We will connect directly with you on any queries of yours, and we'll resolve it.
Yeah. I think Rupesh has already answered, but again, I'll just call because this is an important question. So if the supplier is maintaining accounts in other software like Busy and Mark, will the same work in Tally?
So Tally has done the integration with Bharat Connect. We are having a partnership. So there are few other software also in the market who are already integrated with them. So you can search them on Bharat Connect's website. There is a list of partners who are already on Bharat Connect. So I'm not sure about Busy and Mark's availability. Maybe they are already live or they are in the process of getting live in few weeks. Just keep on checking that page. Once they are readily they are available on Bharat Connect, they will be listed there.
Okay, perfect. And one person, if I'm maintaining several
I
client
just
accounts
share
in
that
my
link
Tally.
on the chat for everyone.
Yeah, that will be useful. And one more person has said, I am maintaining several clients' accounts in my Tally. So I think they can do it multiple clients, right? Multiple clients can be onboarded, I think.
Yes, yes, sir. Just you have to do a registration. You have to open that their company. You have to go to manage registrations. You have to do registration one by one. On the same license, you can manage multiple accounts for Bharat Connect. Like how you are managing multiple GST filing, multiple companies you are operating, the same way Bharat Connect can also be operated.
Mr. Paresh says, very nice, informative session. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Paresh. Okay, I think we have covered all the questions. I've also shared the PPT in the chat. So if you want to refer to the PPT, you can do that as well. And Rupesh has shared links. So I'll just wait for one more minute so that you can open the relevant links. And I'm sure by now you all are already part of our CA community on WhatsApp. If you still have any more questions, you can put in the chat, and somebody from Tally will assist you with your queries. But I'm sure by now Bharat Connect have been used by many CAs, so some or the other will, definitely resolve your issue. So thank you so much, Lokesh. Thank you so much, Rupesh, for helping us with our CA Connect. I'm sure the recording will be much more useful for everyone for future reference as well. So I will now conclude the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining.